You guys want to jump into the first thing?
Absolutely.
30-second stories? Oh, wait, no.
All right, yeah, let's get into it. We're going to give a review.
Oh, yeah.
Of the first... A brief review. Of the first episode of Wheel of Time. All of our thoughts. We don't have a bunch of accompanying slides, so we need to hear our thoughts.
So the first thing is it was a little too clean.
Let's address our concerns.
Well,
first.
hold on. I wanted to do good in pros and cons.
Go for
Start
it.
with pros, then go cons.
Go for it.
Bit by something.
Pros. Well, I was thinking we could each say a pro.
All right, here we go.
Pro for me, the Trollocs. Liked them. Liked the way they looked. They looked awesome.
They are
looked
amazing.
Super cool.
I think I like the way the Trollocs behaved themselves and looked in this more than I even. Sounds like blasphemy, but the way they presented it with everything was even more engaging than orcs in Lord of the Rings.
I mean, this is how monsters should look. They
Look at
should
that.
look cool. They should look scary. They should move in an unnatural way.
Which they do.
Yeah, which they do. Give us a pro, Josh. Pro.
My pro is there's a confident female character with a manservant.
Josh was down for that man bondage.
No, that's
My
not
pro.
That's
Go
not
ahead.
my
All
pro.
right, say
That's
your
not
pro.
my pro. I was joking about
Say your
that.
pro.
We got
Can I
Give us
my
a pro.
just be? It wasn't as clean as I thought.
okay.
Can I just say that because I think that was my biggest.
Okay, so you were worried it was going to
concern.
feel like costumes,
Yes,
like people
which-
bathe themselves and then they get in their costumes.
It
and
did
they
a
act.
little bit, but I would say the pro was that it wasn't.
It wasn't
really as
really
bad as I
bad.
thought.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so it felt dirtier. It felt more grungy. It felt more like a true
Yeah,
story
yeah.
of
We'll
real
see.
life.
We'll see more the longer we get along
Yeah.
with it.
I was worried about.
We're not worried about care what you worried about.
No.
It's a pro.
I'm telling you, this was contradicted. The landscapes,
Beautiful.
amazing.
Very
The
beautiful. Very
locations, the town, the mountains. Everything.
Not as good as New Zealand.
Just beautiful. Right?
Lord of the Rings, New Zealand. Not as good as that.
Well, I think a lot of it was.
Was New Zealand
I must.
here in the United States?
No,
Was in
CG.
Virginia. Oh, okay.
CG, and it looked
Yeah.
really good.
I also need to say this though. I was really worried that the whole film was going to have this very soft lighting and not very dynamic lighting. And I did kind of experience that outside a little bit, but at the night during the Trolloc rampage, and then also when they were having those long conversations in the bar, the lighting coming through the windows, the motivated lighting, it's just
yeah.
very good. The lighting did not disappoint, which I was worried it would. I was worried it would be too simple.
Yeah. Another pro for me was something that wasn't in the books, but some of the character development that they have for Perrin specifically, and a specific action that he takes in the heat of battle.
Are you trying not to give it away?
Yeah, I'm trying to be but we're not doing spoilers on this super much.
Oh, we're not those spoilers?
Well,
Trying to avoid spoilers.
Well, the big ones.
It's just
the big ones.
It's just the first episode, but
The big spoilers.
so yeah, I like that. That wasn't something that was in the book, and when we get into cons, we'll talk about more of what's not in the books that's in here.
Joshua, another pro.
You have any more pros?
That's it.
No more pros.
I kind of big backpacking off of your whole Trolloc thing, how good they looked. I just think all around the villains in this story are scary. They are creepy, not just the Trollocs.
Yeah, they look scary.
But also who I've only
I
seen the
forget.
first
I
one.
forget what he was called.
The main villain, the guy on the horse.
Smeagol?
With the no eyes, with the face.
He had like those lips that are just kind of eerie, but give him like authority. It's just a very good design. I'm interested
Was
to
he
see more of him.
donkey lipping it?
He kind of a little bit
Little
donkey
bit.
limping.
Little bit.
Just a little bit of that.
Donkey lip.
How would you do it? Just kind of like a. I'm interested to see when he opens his mouth.
Yeah.
saw in the trailer.
I guess sort of my last pro. Everything looked cool. The town looked cool. The landscapes looked cool. The everything looked really good. I really liked how everything fit together. It all worked together.
Are we doing cons now?
And now getting into cons. You got a con? Give us a con.
Joshua always has cons. He's got a huge list of cons. Always.
Yeah, but
So, I think Amazon Prime is a con. They've taken a step back since their last. I don't know if it's their last thing. I don't want to say that, but since the last thing I've seen that was an original,
Tomorrow War.
the Tomorrow War was better than this, and this was a step back from the Tomorrow War.
I would
Why
say
you fake
they're.
laughing
I would
like
say
that?
they're kind of on par.
I'm not. That's it's a nervous laugh.
You got a con?
Yeah. A con I would have is, and apparently this is about the story as a whole. I am a newbie to this world. I will become a fan. I will become a fan,
Okay.
and I'm saying I'm a newbie. So I understand. People that already know the show already know this. I don't like how much of a ripoff it is from other stories.
Yeah.
Like Lord of the Rings, like Dune.
I know this is. Never mind. I'm gonna get distracted with something else. I don't want to get into that.
I understand it becomes its own later. That's why it was communicating.
My con, I think I want to say first. The first thing I noticed was from the very beginning, exposition dump.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Exposition dump, huge exposition dump. This isn't
With nothing interesting to accompany.
yeah, and it's not the way the book started. The book, and I've listened in the book to all of this part that we saw in this episode, and it
Was not exposition.
no, and going a little bit further, Moraine, the Rosamund Pike's character, she didn't say things. She didn't tell people things. She kept everything a secret. Nobody knew if they could trust her. But she goes into the town. She's like, "You four want to use potentially the dragon." It's a little bit spoilery, but
It's the first episode.
it's the first episode, and there's no like illusion. They're just like, "All right, we'll go with you."
That's true. That was odd. That was odd for the writing. They're just like, and we're off.
Yeah,
The dragon in Game of Thrones. Isn't that a thing in Game of Thrones?
the dragon.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, what's his face? Daenerys' brother calls himself, "I am the dragon," because he's a Targaryen.
well, that's the Targaryens.
The Targaryens
are
are
called dragons.
They go by a title of the
Yeah.
dragon, but that's not like
The
Aemy's
dragon in
thing.
this is the one who will bring about peace, but also with him comes tons and tons of like war and death.
Isn't that Game of Thrones?
No,
No. That
no,
kind of
this was
sounds
before
like.
Game of Thrones.
Azor Ahai.
Yeah, this was before Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is written after. Go ahead, Joshua.
How many books did you get into it? How many did you?
I didn't even get through the first one.
Oh, you didn't even read the first book, so you're a poser.
No, I mean,
Come
I've
on,
seen,
you're a poser.
I've seen
I haven't
this
read
much.
any of it. I haven't read any of it.
I've experienced what was
Everything,
here.
everything that we saw so far, he's read.
Yeah. I mean, if we keep doing the cons in a circle, it's going to take a long time.
All right, okay,
First off,
let's say this.
let's just-
out of how much you enjoyed it to how much you did not enjoy it.
Just the
what's
first
what's the
episode,
scale?
1 to 10.
What's the scale?
Just the first episode, 1 to 10.
3.
For not knowing anything about the story yet,
I'd say
and
5 for me.
I would say 6. I
Yeah,
really
I enjoyed
Maybe
it
less
for
than
what
3.
it was.
Okay, this is actually a theme that I'm seeing. A lot of people that are fans of Wheel of Time are not really happy with this.
It
so far.
deviates. It deviates so much from the book. I would be
think
okay.
The mild people are liking it though.
That's fine. But I would be okay with the bad graphics that were in the show that we saw with some of the magic, the way she was twirling magic around. She didn't do that in the books. I'd be okay with the differences in story. Between characters, which never happened in the books. And I'd be okay with that probably if I hadn't read the books.
Yeah.
Or if I don't know, I feel like one element would have to be better, but I don't know if it's like costume, if it's
Do
acting,
you have enough?
writing. If the writing was better.
You have enough to 5-word it or less? Or no? You don't want to do
Let's do that for the whole show once we're done with the show. I mean, what are we gonna say? I hope it slows down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good one.
maybe stronger
Slow it down.
female lead
Slow down
role.
what they're trying to communicate to us.
I don't.
Well, I mean, that was the thing though with Wheel of Time was it was in the books. It was a diverse cast.
Yeah.
There were men and women with equal amounts of
animals?
power. No animals.
Well, what are
Well,
the-
actually,
You know what?
wolves.
Wolves.
Wolves. Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil.
Wait,
I'm not
isn't
gonna
that
spoil
Game of
that.
Thrones?
No. There's no wargs or
Trollocs.
anything. Trollocs.
No.
One of the characters is a what's called a wolf brother, and can communicate
Wolf
with wolves.
brother.
Yeah, wolf brother, and
Isn't
can
that
communicate
a
with wolves.
warg
No,
in
he
Game
can't
of
go
Thrones?
into wolves and become them. He just communicates with them.
It seems like I genuinely was making a joke at the beginning, but this and Game of Thrones has so much similarity. That's weird.
This is what I was. This was my
With
con.
this-
It has a similarities with a lot of stuff. I know this came before Game of Thrones.
was
Better.
You have seen one episode. People are gonna hate you so hard for
You
saying
also
that.
haven't read any of the
I
books.
want to take that back because
Have you read any Game of
I've
Thrones
only seen
books?
one episode. Let me.
I've
get
read the
through
first
a
few
couple
chapters
seasons.
of Thrones.
No, I
me
wanted
get through a
to.
couple
I actually
seasons
wanted to
first.
go a
Yeah.
little bit off of what you were saying earlier of taking a step back, because
I can feel the hate already.
no.
Yeah, you should.
I'm agreeing with you. Jeez.
No,
Chill.
from the audience. I don't care if they hate you. You can be hated.
Okay, yeah.
I'm taking what I said back. I've only watched one episode. I don't know enough yet.
I feel like it was a step back from the sort of high fantasy series that I've seen, Carnival Row, which was excellent. Carnival Row was wonderful.
Yeah.
And this sort of jumps back a little bit from that for me. Carnival Row is really good.
We're just doing this as an opener. I don't know if we should probably cut it off because we could talk
Yeah,
about this forever.
yeah.
We can talk about this forever.
We'll see how the show progresses. We're gonna keep watching it,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
but that's just sort of what kind of our thoughts on the first episode. Take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain.
Yeah. For all you haters out there.
Why has it got to be a grain of
Haters.
salt? Why can't it be a grain of grain?
It is what it is.
I don't know how to respond to that,
A grain of
honestly.
grain. Just one single grain.
Yeah.
Let's move on.